Okay, so we're going to do this meditation. Can I go ahead and start?
Let's do that.
All right, everybody, take a deep breath. Roll your shoulders just a little bit. Now, this meditator who's a non-meditator, you can either do this with your eyes open or with your eyes closed or even half lids. Have you ever done like half lids and you focus on something on the wall? Make sure your feet are down so your legs aren't crossed. And just be comfortable in your body and in your skin. And another deep breath to get in your body. Wiggle your fingers a little bit so you can feel the energy in your fingers. Wiggle your toes a little bit. However you're sitting, feel the lower part of your bum, sitting on the chair or sitting on the floor. Be very present to the back of what you're leaning against, or if you're sitting straight up, just your I don't know what other term to use except your butt bones, and you can giggle, it's okay, right? Deep breath, feeling that deep breath. Make your stomach go as big as it can, because you want to be breathing in that diaphragm area. Beautiful. Now, I want you to start thinking about the topic you want to take on for this meditation, for the accepting the apology you'll never receive. The topic can be anything that's causing you distress. Let it just bubble up. For some of you, you already know, you like, bingo, I know exactly what's wrestling with my peace right now. And if I could have a little more forgiveness around that, that would be a really, really good thing. It can be with your sister or your brother, your mother, a boss even, or even your partner, the love of your life. It can also be about forgiving yourself. Maybe you made the stupidest mistake and you just can't get over it. It's time you had some release from that. Like I mentioned earlier, it could be being angry at COVID, racial disparity, all the political fighting. It can be about situations like that that are happening globally. It can even be a bureaucracy. Maybe you're going through a divorce and you're upset with the whole system. Sometimes we have a hard time even acknowledging that we're upset with the system. Could even be you're upset with your computer because you're having tech issues. It could be whatever's causing you distress. So once you have this topic decided, and I know many of you have decided already, I was allowing some time for those that process differently to have that bubble up and come up for them. I want you to relish in the details of this upset. What are you actually upset about? What happened? How does it feel? Why did it hurt you? Did it violate a boundary? Did you feel a lack of respect or dignity or just basic love? What was it and what is it? The goal here for really relishing in it is so you can feel the full charge of the upset. Because many times our upsets in the present also bring with it our upsets from the past, which makes it even more charged and even feel bigger than what it is. So pretend that that person or that situation just sat down right in front of you. If it's a bureaucracy, you can just put a big D, divorce bureaucracy, on it. If it's your mom just sat down in front of you. As they sit down in front of you, they're telling you, my only job here is to love you, validate you, and allow you to express because I love you. It's the only reason you're here, or I care about you. It's the only reason that I'm here is to meet your needs. Tell them. Take about 45 seconds in your mind's eye, tell them what you're really upset about and how it might look. I'll give you a couple of examples. One of mine is, I'm really upset with you, God. I use God. You took my mother, my sister, and my dad, and you left me here all alone to fend for myself. I have horrible survivor's guilt. Tears will come up when you do this. I have horrible survivor guilt. Why did I get to live and they all died? At the same time, the hurt with my mom that last year was so hard. And now I'm left in just a puddle of stress and pain. And you could have done this different, God. You did it the way you did it. And I hate it. I absolutely hate it. There isn't a day that goes by, sometimes I want to say an hour that goes by, that I don't feel upset about everybody dying. Deep breath. Another one might be with a boss and you're a millennial. Okay, boss, you suck. You really suck, man. You keep calling me millennial in front of all my colleagues. I'm so embarrassed every time you use that word. It feels degrading to me. I don't want to be referred to as a millennial. I'm much more than just a millennial, and I can't stand it when you do that. Lots of examples. There's your upset. Now, I'm going to change gears. You're still talking to that person sitting in front of you, and you're going to tell them, this is the apology I really would like to hear. The apology I would really like to hear. Let's start with, I'm going to use God first, because that's just where I am. And God would say, my dearest little Shawne. It's very emotional when you do this sometimes. My dear little Shawne, I love you so. That's what I want him to say. I want him to tell me how much he loves me. I want him to tell me he's sorry that this happened. I want him to remind me that I'm being held in his arms and that there's a method to this madness. That there's a reason why it happened, even if I will never know the reasons. I want to be assured that I'm loved as an orphan, as a 57-year-old grandmother orphan, that I'm still loved. And I want you, God, to tell me you're sorry that I had to do this and go through this. So once you share what that apology is, I want you to pretend that God, your boss, your sister, the divorce bureaucracy, even COVID itself, if that's what you chose, or your sister, or your husband, partner, opens their mouth and starts apologizing. And you can embrace a bigger perspective of it. So what I can hear God saying to me, he's saying, dear little Shawne, I love you so, little angel. I know you're in so much pain, my sweet, precious child. You are a sweet, precious child of God, and you are my child. I know it hurts so much to have lost your entire family. I wouldn't wish that on anyone. And I know you don't understand the reason why I did what I did. And maybe someday you will know. And that's really not what's going to comfort you. What's going to comfort you is knowing that I have divine order to this, that you are preciously being held in my arms right now. And I'm here for you whenever you need me. I'm here and I'm not going anywhere. And I love you. I got your back, my sweet little girl. Deep breath. When you think of the apology that you want to hear, and then you actually replay it again as if they were saying that, it's like getting the apology 2 times. We're going to do it one more time for safety. In 2 sentences or so, do your best to summarize that apology. My summary would be, I love you, sweet, precious child of mine. I will never abandon you. I know you feel abandoned. I have your family in my precious heart, in my precious hands, and I am with you always. I will never, never leave you. And I'm sorry that you're hurting so much, my precious angel child. Just take a deep breath. in your mind's eye, if you can take that situation, and I want you to move to another room. I want you to, in your mind's eye, physically get up and walk to another room. And when you open the door, it's a surprise room. It's like your dream room, whether it's gardens, whether it's Afghans, whether it's filled with sunflowers. My precious room is in the Amazon with rainwater all around it. And enter that room, and in the room, there's a big box, like a trunk, sitting on the floor. Typically, it's red for me. You can pick whatever color you want, whatever embellishment you want. And as you're holding this upset, this lack of forgiveness with this specific person or situation, I want you to walk over to the trunk, open the door of the trunk, and place it in there consciously. You can leave the trunk open if you'd like. You can close it. This is not to pack away your pain or pack away your upset. It's to consciously decide to put it to the side because you say so. And you can go back to that trunk anytime you want to receive the apology again, to do it another way, to keep doing it until you get to the trunk, and when you open it, there's nothing in there anymore because you've completed the apology you'll never receive. And that's why we call it the apology you'll never receive, because many times it comes from someone who's died, or a deity, like I picked a deity, from someone who can't actually talk to you. Take a deep breath. However you'd like to say goodbye to the trunk, whether it's blow it a kiss, hug it, touch it with sacred, beautiful energy. And the biggest gift you can give that box in this situation is to say thank you. Thank you. Because every time you do the apology you'll never receive, you're investing in yourself. You're investing in your mental health. You're investing in your peace. And it will give you access to things you didn't have access to before. Come on back in your mind's eye to where you were sitting. Take a deep breath. Come back however you'd like to come back. Wiggle your toes. Uncramp your leg if your leg is cramped. Move your shoulders a little bit. Come fully present with us now. I cry every time I do it.